Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Fishbowl.
Welcome.
What do they do?
I'm here with Kendall and our new official member.
It's your boy, Prince, back at it again for another week.
By popular demand.
Yes. Unfortunately, Anna's no longer on the podcast.
Yeah.
I never met Anna, but she seems like a great person. Was she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's real chill.
Yeah.
That's good.
She just had other things to do, which is fair.
Yeah.
But Michael is also not here today because we're recording this it's about 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And he's very famous for his sleeping in.
He insisted on doing this time too.
Yeah, he told us all to make sure that we were going to be up and ready and to have good night rest so that we would be here. And he's the one not here.
Yeah, well. So we just decided we were going to start recording without him. So if he comes in at any point, then he will be on. But for now, it's just the three of us. So
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yep. There you go.
I'm first.
Yeah.
I'm going to need a bunch of you guys to, send us topics for
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
It's getting a little low.
Don't worry. I'm going to have my boys back in Charlotte send me stuff.
Kendall,
What?
Homestuck.
All right. Well,
What?
as good now as ever.
It's time just to listen to Kendall.
All right.
Okay.
All right. We've got about 48 minutes in this studio. Actually, no, 38. But I can probably summarize it in that time. So,
Oh, boy.
Homestuck is a webcomic that was published initially in, I don't know the exact year. So I'm going to Google that while I'm talking. But it was published a little early, and I got into it when I was about 12 years old, maybe 13, maybe 14. I don't remember exactly. I was in, middle school, and I started reading Homestuck. And it's a webcomic, but it's an interactive, full of little flash games and animations and stuff. It just took me to the Bandcamp page, so I'm going to, whatever. It was started in a year. And it's very, very long. It's over 8,000 pages, and that doesn't include all the flash animations and the little, hour-long video games that were on some pages. And it was very formative in my youth because it's like the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure of webcomics. It's trying to explain the plot would make everyone not understand what I was talking about. But
Yeah.
here's a summary for you. Act 1, it's split into acts. It goes Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, Act 4, Act 5, Act 5, intermission, Act 5, intermission, intermission, Act 6, Act 6, intermission, Act 6, intermission 1, Act 6, intermission 1, intermission 2, Act 6, intermission, intermission, intermission 3, Act 6, it goes 5 intermissions deep. But, so then, I probably got the act structure wrong, don't at me. So Act 1, it's just this kid named John Egbert is in his house, and he's just doofing around. That's Act 1. And then at the end of Act 1, he's playing a game with his online friends. And this game bleeds over into real life. So his friend, who's his server player, can move the shit in his house around and stuff like that. And it ends with a meteor coming down and hitting his house. But he escapes. Act 2, it's about Rose, his friend on the internet. She is also playing the game, but her server player is one of their other friends. And it follows her doing his stuff, but her house is on fire while all of this is happening. And her cat is also, so every player gets, a kernel sprite, which is one of the important parts of the game, and you put something in it to, give it its defining features. She put her dead cat into it. And John put a Harlequin doll into it. He didn't put, his grandma's ashes into it until later, but she put her dead cat and,
What is
a
this?
tentacle doll into it. But either way, she gets in the game. Then, next act, Dave, he gets in the game. Jade, she gets in the game. All you need to know is John Egbert is a guy. He likes pranks, and he loves his dad a lot. Rose is a lady who writes wizard fan fiction, and she uses big words. And they're all 13. And
What?
Dave lives in Houston, Texas, and he wears sunglasses. And Jade is a furry. So
Yikes.
Oh, no. I can't listen to this
she's lived on an
anymore.
island with the stuffed corpse of her grandfather for the past, 8 years. So then they all get inside of the medium, which is the actual game. And their houses and their guardians were brought with them, but like they all managed to lose their what is either like their parent or in Dave's case his older brother, and Jade's dog is her guardian essentially. But he's a different story. So they get into the medium and then they start having to fight like imps and stuff because it's a video game and they're in the video game now. And then a bunch of shit happens and they start talking to trolls online, who are like, hey, we've done this game, let us give you tips. And they're like, no. And then John's like, I'll listen to you. And then he dies. And then they're like, all right, well, that's okay because... and then they're like, all right, we're going to time skip back to before John did that and go to the timeline where he didn't. And then he's like, yeah, okay. And then they were like, John, look what would have happened if you had listened to us. You would have died. And he's like, sounds legit. And then he stops listening to that one person. And because there's so much time skipping around that each character dies about 10 times. But it's only permadeath a couple times. So they're in this game, and then eventually they start doing the things necessary to go God tier, which is you kill yourself on like your quest bed, and then you become invincible, basically. Like you reemerge, and you can only die if your death is just or heroic, which means like you die as a villain who deserved it or as a martyr. And so John goes God tier first because one of the trolls convinces him to kill himself on his quest bed to power level. Which he does, but actually, no, that's when he dies. Like, he goes God tier a different way, but that's also because of that troll, because she manipulated him into going God tier, but he was like, yeah, you're cool, you helped me get power-ups, and then she was like, haha, I'm about to ruin this man's entire career. But, so, John goes God tier, no one else goes God tier for a while. And then they accidentally create an unbeatable boss because the boss is a combination of everything they prototyped in their like sprites. And Jade prototyped her dog, which happens to be a first guardian, which is like God of the universe. So they make an unbeatable boss, and then they find out that the session before them of the trolls, because each session's goal is to create a new universe, and theirs was created by the session before them, turns out that the dog beast that they had created, Jack Noir, because the boss is just like one of these carapace things that wear a ring that give them all the traits, actually went into the session before them and then killed all of them, which is why their session is so fucked up. And they're like, all right. Well, it didn't kill them. It fucked up their session. But it prevented them from claiming their prize after they won. So they were like, cool. That's very cool. And then the trolls are like, fuck you. Well, one of them is like, fuck you. But then... what happens after Jack Noir? Oh, he's like, all right, I'm just going to tear this whole place down. So he does this thing called the Red Miles, where he starts destroying, like, the entire Genesis frog, which is the whole universe and everything in it, but it's a frog. And then Jade goes God tier because Beck was prototyped her dog. Jack Noir can't kill her. But she goes God tier anyway because someone else kills her. But Jack Noir puts her on her quest bed, so she becomes God tier. But she's got, like, the cool powers. So then they're like, all right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to scratch the universe and make it reset so we have a different one. But to do that, we got to get out before it resets and erases us. So Jade's like, all right, well, now I've got space powers, so we're just going to hop into the universe in the future. And we were like, all right. So they do that. Also, Dave and Rose die because they fly a moon into a sun, and then they both go God tier. But it's okay. So then basically what happens is they all end up going to the next session. Because they scratched it. And they ride the boat. Yes. But it takes them 3 years to get there. So they'll be 16 by the time. But Dave and Rose aren't going to be able to get there on the same boat as John and Jade because they were going to the sun. So they agreed that they're going to meet the trolls up there because the trolls have been trapped on a meteor this whole time. And then I actually cut forward. There's a whole intermission talking about the trolls because they're not actually humans. They're literally like trolls.
Oh.
They're aliens. They're aliens, but they said they were trolls, and everyone was like, oh, haha, internet trolls. No, they're aliens. Because you ever seen, like, a Homestuck cosplayer with, like, gray face paint?
No, I have never heard
Kendall,
of this.
before you told me about this, I'd never heard of it.
I have no idea how you didn't. It was all over the internet in, like, 2012.
I've never heard of this at
if you
all.
If you want to do yourself a favor, look up... I'm just going to look up Vriska, who is... Don't at me. She did things wrong. Here she is. That's a troll. That's the one who killed John.
My God.
Friska.
What is this?
All right, so it cuts to the trolls to give us a little taste of their personalities. There's 12 of them, so this is about like Act 4, if it makes you feel any better. Act 6 is the longest though.
Oh no.
But
Figured.
yeah, well, I'm not going to summarize that whole one because it's kind of boring. So the trolls, it goes through a couple of them, but I'll just kind of summarize it quickly. So their session was okay. Like, it actually did what they were supposed to do. You got Carcat. Because their society is based on what your blood color is determines your caste in society. And so it's like going from the red end of the spectrum to the pink end of the spectrum, from the lowest to the highest. Carcat's is candy red, which means he should be dead because he's a mutant blood, which means he breaks the system or whatever. So he's very angry, and he's really shit at coding, and he runs a virus on his computer that dooms the universe because he's himself. Also, they don't have parents. They have big animals that are their caretakers, and his is a giant crab, because they all represent zodiac signs. But so that's Carcat, and then we've got Aradia. She's dead. She's a ghost. But she's the one who is orchestrating like the whole game, and she knows that it's gonna cause the death of their universe and make a new one. But she doesn't tell anyone because she's dead. She doesn't care. But she becomes a robot and then alive later, so it's okay. Tavros is a cripple because Vriska made him jump off a cliff with her mind, and so his legs don't work and he's in a wheelchair. But he gets robot legs later, so it's okay. And Solux has psychic powers. He's a coder. He also gets 2 extra lives instead of 1 because he has a duality fetish. Because he's the Gemini star sign. Nepeta is also a furry. She's a cat girl.
Why?
She's not actually a cat girl.
Why so many? Why?
Because this was like Homestuck lasted before and after Barack Obama's entire presidency.
It's a long ass time.
Yeah. I only got in there about halfway through the update schedule, and then I was into it for like 3 years while it was still updating. It stopped updating like 2 years ago. But anyway, so Nepeta she's really nice, and she's into like shipping her friends. Also, actually, I don't think I'm going to talk about that. That's a lot. But so then there's Kanaya. She's a vampire, but not yet, and she is the only one who can go outside in the sun. The other, because they have 2 suns and they're really strong and they'll give you sunburn. She's a jade blood. Terezi is blind. She's a teal blood. She likes law and she licks everything. And then there's Vriska. She's an awful person. She catches kids and feeds them to her spider mom.
Oh,
that sounds like Stephanie.
Yeah.
Stephanie was saying some real pedophilic stuff yesterday.
Don't slander Stephanie like this.
I don't know. She was saying some
questionable
things
yesterday while kids were walking around doing trick-or-treating in our campus. She was saying some real, like, I want to see the kids. I want to... You ever just walk by a kid and think that they're cute? Just like, oh my gosh, Stephanie, don't do that.
I mean, Prince, you were the one talking about beating a lot.
Yeah, you
Okay,
were.
but you see there's a difference between beating children and being pedophilic.
It's true.
Like, one of them is definitely worse.
Yeah.
I don't know if we want to compare those two.
I think we can.
No. Anyway, I'm not even like close to being done. What time
I'm in
is
full
it?
support of mugging children.
Thank you.
No.
So yesterday there were kids walking around, trick-or-treating throughout the residence halls. And I was just like, let's mug these kids. Let's take their candy. Like, they need to learn what the real world is like. And the real world consists of muggings and losing your candy. So we just got to give them that experience because these kids live in Athens. They haven't experienced me and Charlotte, so they have no idea what's about to come towards them. But, of course, all of these other people, except for Caden, of course, didn't support my ideas about mugging the kids. So I was like, all right, I guess
I don't think we should mug children,
just
Prince.
let them go.
Radical princeism.
That's his ideas. My beliefs are that children should be mugged before the age of 13. to
Correct.
prepare them for adulthood.
I say before the age of 7, but all right.
No. All right. What was I talking about?
You were on some like vampire stuff, Jade Blood, I think. I don't know.
Oh, no, I was talking about Vriska. She's an awful person.
Oh.
There's like, everyone who's ever read Homestuck is split half and half on whether Vriska did nothing wrong or Vriska did everything wrong. I'm in the she did everything wrong half. She was a bad person. But she crippled Tavros because she made him jump off a cliff because she has mind control powers. She was like, hey, you want to play a game? Yeah, all right. And then he broke both his legs.
Oh.
It'd be like that sometimes.
Yeah. Then Equius, we don't care about him. He's gross. Next one. Gamzee is a clown, and he's also high all the time. Because when he becomes not high, he starts killing people.
Whoa.
So, but that doesn't happen until Act 5-ish. No. Anyway, then there's Eridan. There's, like, he's super high up because he's, like, violet, and then above him is Fairy, and they're both Sea Dwellers, which is the highest caste. Eridan's an incel. That's all I
Nice.
have to say about that.
That's all I have to say.
Weh. That's what he is. And he's in a more elegance, which is, like, friend dating. They've got, like, 4 different types of romance, but I'm not going to go into it. With Fairy, who's the highest, she's the heir to the throne. But the thing with the heir to the throne on their planet is if you're the heir to the throne, you have to battle the current throne owner for dominance when you are, like, an adult.
That's how it's like in Nigeria.
Yeah. And no one's won in, like, thousands of years. So she's probably going to die. But she doesn't have to because she's in the game. She's, like, chill. Her planet likes to murder people. And she's like, no, let's not. So they all enter a game. Blah, blah. Stuff happens. Eridan goes on a murder spree because the fairy breaks up with him, and then he's like, "Oh no, I must kill people now." Then their session gets fucked up because the boss from the other session comes over and destroys the reward they were supposed to claim when they won, and they were like, "Ah, fuck!" So they end up on a meteor just kind of orbiting nowhere, and then Eridan actually goes on a killing spree because he loses hope and he's angry, so he kills the fairy and he kills Kanaya. And then Gamzee runs out of material to keep him high, so he kills Nepeta, Equius. He tries to kill Terezi, but he doesn't, because she's cool. Vriska kills Terezi, but then doesn't, because Terezi knew it was going to happen, so Terezi kills Vriska, but she's God tier, so she doesn't die. She's the only one that managed to go God tier. Basically, a lot of people die, and the crowd... Tavros dies because Vriska kills him. The only people left alive are barely Solux because he falls down a set of stairs and goes blind and gets all his teeth knocked out. Aradia, Solux, Karkat's still alive. Kanaya's still alive. She died, but then she became a vampire. Nepeta's dead. Therese is still alive. Vriska's still... No. Vriska dies on the meteor because it was a just death. But she comes back after the retcon in Act 7. But... Act 6, I mean. Because they retcon the comic in comic. And then it becomes different.
What the hell?
But it's like a mechanic of the comic. So the old comic is still there, but it's been retconned. And so it re-goes back. Where Vriska's alive. But Vriska is dead in this timeline. Equius is dead. Gamzee's still alive. He went on a murder spree and killed a bunch of people. But Karkat was like, nah, guys. He's chill now. And then he just goes and lives in the vents for 3 years and doesn't talk to anybody.
The vents.
The vents of the meat. Eridan's dead. Kanaya saws him in half with a chainsaw. Fairy's dead.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so it's like half of them are dead. And then they're like, hey, we're just gonna go meet up with the humans in front of the green sun and then take them to the next session. So then they meet up. And then there's a 3-hour like window of time where John and Jade are alone on a ship, and Rose and Dave are with the trolls. And then Rose and Kanaya start dating, which is cool. And then Dave and Karkat have, like, a agreement. They piss each other off so much, but it's like, I don't know, they become friends. And then they get to the next session, and there's, like, different versions where there are guardian adults, Jade Rocks, Jake Dirk, whatever. They're chill, but no one... I skipped that entire part. At that point, I was like, I don't want more characters. But I went back and reread it. They're chill. But So basically what happens is their session is a void session, so they can't win it. And they're like, oh, fuck. Well, that's all right, because we're going to bring all these sessions together and our planets from the other sessions. Done. It'll work. And it did work. And they fought the final boss, and then they won. The end.
Nice.
Was that everything?
A very abridged summary.
Oh my
I skipped,
goodness.
like, all of Act 6, but it's okay.
That's good.
Jeez.
That was, oh my goodness.
That's a lot to
That-
take in.
Yeah, I don't remember half those characters' names anymore. I just remember what they are
Yeah.
at this point. Oh my goodness. If you're still with us,
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Like, honestly, that's all that can be said right now.
Here you go. Can I chainsaw his Aridin in half?
Let me see that fishbowl.
Slide it over there.
Yeah.
You gotta, like, shake it.
Listen,
Like a maraca.
There you go.
Yeah.
listen to all those topics that we don't have. Worst haircut.
Oh.
Yeah.
I got one.
All right, you start off,
Alright.
Caden.
So, my dad used to cut my hair, right? And he would always do it outside with like an electric razor. And he was not the best hairdresser. He was bald, by the way.
But bald men do happen to make the best hairstylists, though, for some reason. On
Not
the norm.
my dad. My dad thought it would be funny to make one half of my hair shorter than the other. And then he was like, okay, you're done. And I went to go look at it, and I noticed, and I started sobbing. I was like 7. Oh my God, it was a disaster. And then he's like, well, I have to go shorter to even it out. So I ended up like almost bald. In 2nd grade,
No.
it was miserable.
Oh, I bet.
All right, so this is mine. This was last year, senior year.
Before you start.
I know, Michael sent
Michael-
a message. What did he say?
Michael, I'm gonna kill you.
Michael is on the phone with
You
Caden.
better get your ass over here. We're recording right now.
He has physically 16 minutes.
You better run. I want you to run over here.
If you're not out of breath on this
Yeah,
mic,
if you're
not
not
doing.
out of breath when you get here, like,
You didn't do it right.
So mean to him.
yeah.
Oh my
We're waiting
goodness.
for you. We got an empty chair for you.
You got his spot right here,
We do.
right
It's
next to
not
me.
40 minutes. We started at like 9:20. All right, bet. I will see you in 2 minutes. Bye.
All right.
Anyway.
So this was senior year, right before graduation too. I already had like a fox hawk, I guess you would call it, because my hair was like wide, but then went back as a mohawk.
Oh no.
So I went to this new barber because the one I've been going to, he just up and disappeared. And I was like, what the hell?
That's sketch.
I know, right? So me and my 2 cousins that we usually get haircuts with, we went to this new one. And I was like, all right, just like keep my mohawk. Because it was already there. But there was like hair on the side that I wanted gone. This man, he just takes his razor and goes
No.
right through the already defined mohawk and like makes it slim. I was pissed. I was mad as hell because my hair, oh my God, it was so much hair. So much hair that I had growing out there. And this man just ruined it. Right before graduation too. I had graduation rehearsals the next day.
Oh,
So
that's
I was
awful.
like, hell no. So I left. Like I left my 2 cousins there too because they drove like by themselves. I was looking like on my phone, barbershops here in Charlotte that could fix it because I didn't want this man to touch my hair again. Like, so I found this barbershop like relatively close to my house, went there and got this lady to fix it. And she was so nice about it once I told her that like he had ruined my hair because she noticed that I just got like a haircut. And she was like, "Why are you here?" I was like, "He fucked up my hair. I need to get it fixed. I have graduation." Or like, she was so nice to me, and she like even like she cut off the thing, made it look all nice and even. My mom was the happiest person in the world after that, cause she doesn't like my hair long. Like she wants me to have short hair, and once she saw me come home with short hair, she was happy. She was like, "Oh, your head can finally fit in your graduation cap." I was like, I didn't want my hair to fit in my graduation cap. I wanted my hair, but I was bald. Luckily, my hair grows relatively fast, so I'm not bald here.
Obviously,
I got hair, not as long as I used to have, but
right.
It's there, and I still fucking hate that guy. Like, apparently one of the other guys in the barbershop that I went to go fix it with, like, he used to work for the guy. I'm just like, yeah, fuck you. Like, I can't stand that man. Honestly, if I see him on the streets, he better be ready. Because there's no stopping me from what I'm about to do to him.
Boy. I don't
Children and this barber better watch out.
Prince is just going to be out here just attacking barbers and children.
Bro.
I have not really had, like, a terrible haircut just because I didn't used to cut my hair at all. Like, I would get it trimmed, but it would just be, like lower back, like, length. And I would just be like, this is fine, and leave it. When I was a little kid, like, little, first grade, so I had no front teeth or bottom teeth. I was just kind of, like, had a big old gap because all my teeth fell out at the same time. And I got my glasses in first grade. So, no, I got them in fourth grade. So I didn't have glasses yet. So, and my hair was like Elsa blonde because it had no pigment. And so I would always wear it in these like 2 pigtails and then leave the rest hanging down. And I looked so scraggly. And like, I was always like, what's up?
Oh no.
With my no front teeth. Just like, oh God, I can understand why I got bullied in grade school. But that's it.
Bullied? Did we say something about bullied? Oh my goodness. So apparently, like looking back at it, I guess I was bullied in elementary school, but I had such high self-esteem in myself that I didn't notice. Like I really did not notice that I was being made fun of or whatever. Like I was just like, "Hey yo, I'm cool." That's why all these kids are talking to me. I'm cool. Like, oh my goodness. Like, I did not care back then. I still don't care.
That's good.
Yeah, that's good.
I know.
It'll never get you.
Nah.
Caden, were you bullied in middle school?
I was the bully.
Yeah. I figured.
Yeah.
Rip.
I became the bully in, like, high school.
After 9th grade, I was like, I'm going to be a good person.
Nah.
And then I became an okay person.
See, that's how I maintain my friendships. I gotta bully them a bit to make them better because all my friends just end up being like whiny bitches. I'm just like, all right, I got
banter is different from bullying.
No. I physically bully these kids, bro. Like
physically bullied?
Like they get straight up bullied. Like I could bring any one of these kids I have up on my phone right now, and they tell you that I straight up beat their asses. Like,
I beat the shit out of my younger brother all the time.
No, see, that's your younger brother. I'm not related to any of these people. I beat their asses. I like kick them around. I say they ain't shit. But in reality, I want them to be shit. And look, right before I left Charlotte, bro, one of the ones that I've been bullying for like the last 2 years, she finally stood up to me, and I gave her a hug. Amani, if you're listening to this, I love you, bro, because she stood up to me like a way that she would never have 2 years ago. And I was like, I'm so proud of you, honestly. Like, I gave her a hug. I was like, you're good. I stopped bullying her. Then on, she was good to me. I was like, all right, we're good now. She was like, no, we're not. I was like, okay, that's fine. That's good. Like, I'm really proud of her, to be honest. And
here he comes.
Michael run.
Cat dragged in.
He actually ran.
Hi, Michael.
Yeah, listen to that. Listen to him out of breath.
To that heavy breathing.
Yeah.
I want to die. Like, I feel like such a piece of shit. I'm so sorry. Like, I feel...
You're fine.
No, I'm not.
This man, he makes us wake up at 8:30. He's like, he texted the group chat last night. He's like, remember guys, 9 to 10 tomorrow. Everybody's here at 9 o'clock except for him.
Okay.
So what's your excuse this time, Michael?
No, actually, there is no excuse. Like, there's like... I just went to bed too late.
What time?
I don't want to talk about
What
it.
time did you go to bed? What time did you go to bed?
3 in the morning.
I mean, me too.
I mean, but it's just my body's weird. I don't know.
You're the one that
Alright.
told us to make sure that we get a good night's rest, fall asleep at a nice hour.
Listen, if I could control what time my body wakes up without... Okay, my alarm... I don't know what the fuck happened with my alarm clock. I had to have slept through that bitch or something.
I was gonna come knock on
Michael,
your
do
door
you
when
know
I
how
was
many
leaving
times I
Scott,
called you?
but
5 or
6, 7?
Yep.
I don't know. It was around 6 or 7.
Okay.
I stopped paying attention.
What are you guys talking about right now?
Honestly,
Oh,
we
we
just
were-
finished up with worst
Okay.
haircut. Do you want to?
We were talking about bullying people.
Yeah.
That too. We got like 8 minutes left.
Yeah, we got 8 minutes.
Okay.
Do we have time for another topic, or are we just
Yeah.
gonna just talk?
We definitely...
All right, Michael. Here
Okay,
you go.
so I apologize, guys, for being late. There's no excuse for this shit.
Yeah. I set my alarm for 7 p.m. instead of 7 a.m. But I like kind of woke up and I was like, why is it light outside?
Bro, I was like, I woke, okay, so my bed is facing the microwave, and I can, like, see the time on the microwave. I was just laying in bed, and then, like, I woke up, and I thought it was, like, 9:02, and I was like, oh, dang it. I'm 2 minutes late, and then my eyes adjusted, it was 9:42, and I was like, oh. And then I was like, I was so depressed. Guys, I'm so sorry. Like,
It's all good, Michael.
It's fine, Michael.
That's what I call a Michael moment.
Michael moment.
Michael.
you guys know Prince is an official member now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he announced it.
Okay.
Wait,
You missed
what?
me talking about Homestuck, Michael.
Yeah.
Wait,
Don't worry,
Prince
you'll
is
get
what?
What?
Official.
Oh,
Prince is an
oh,
official
I
member.
didn't hear the last part.
Oh,
No.
fish.
Oh,
Official.
A fish? Oh my gosh. Okay.
This man looks so harried.
Me?
Yeah.
Why?
You just look like.
You look like you just got out of bed.
Yeah,
Really?
you look like you belong on the podcast. Though.
What?
I
You
said
look like...
you look like you belong on the podcast.
Well, this is my... I guess this doesn't mean I missed like 1.5 episodes.
You look like Tom Hardy when in Venom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do see that.
I've never seen Venom.
Oh,
He
That's
looks
pretty good.
scraggly.
I pirated it.
Moth...
Don't tell the government. Don't tell the
don't tell
birds.
the government.
Yeah.
Mothman and other cryptids.
It's another Kendall topic.
Yep.
It's just the Kendall episode today.
Oh,
Oh.
Kendall talks the whole time.
Yeah. Kendall talks for 20 minutes about Homestuck.
Okay, so what is moth? Okay, I've heard of Mothman, but like, what is it?
Mothman is some combination of moth traits and human traits, or maybe also bird traits. No one's really sure. He's been spotted quite a few times in Point Pleasant, but he's also made his way around West Virginia and somewhat up into southern Ohio with sightings, because people say they've seen him. That's what a cryptid is. It's just like things that people say they've seen.
so like Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Like
like-
Bigfoot's a cryptid.
You know the Jersey Devil?
Yeah,
Jersey Devil
that's a
is
cryptid.
so cool. I'm sorry.
Loveland Frogman,
I
The
don't know
Yeti.
about
the Yeti, all cryptids.
My dad.
All right.
that. What? Wait.
No, I'm just kidding. He's at home. Probably.
Yeah.
He went to the grocery store and he never came back.
This is like, I never really knew what a cryptid. Okay, have you guys ever played Poptropica?
Yes.
Oh
Not
yeah.
in a
Yeah.
very long time.
There's an island. Like I was like an active like
Mhm.
like player of like Poptropica or whatever.
Yeah.
There's an island called like Cryptid Island. You remember that? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It was like
oh my god.
for me, it was Poptropica, and when I wasn't playing Poptropica, it was Wizard 101.
Wizard 101, baby.
You know, Wizard 101 like always like sucked, and I didn't know why, but that's because I realized like I wasn't actually like paying for anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it'd be.
I can tell you why it sucks.
Because it does.
It's just a bad game. It's so
It's
fucking
honestly
boring.
not.
I love
It's
Wizard
so
101.
boring.
Once you have to get to the points that you have to pay for everything, that's when it starts sucking.
It becomes like crack when you pay for it like once though, because everything that you pay for is like 1,000,000,000 times better than the unpaid content, and then it's like
All right, let me give you my
Really?
my opinion on Wizard 101.
you played it for like
Stop.
15 minutes.
Yeah, and I'm gonna okay. If I can't get hooked in a game and I played it for like an hour, Chief.
I don't know. I was in the
Okay.
Wizard 101 zone.
I want to hear his opinion.
So if I play a game for an hour and I don't get into it, if I'm not having fun at all, I'm not gonna play it. Like, that's an instant return if I paid for it. Like, for example, Minecraft.
Okay, I was gonna say Assassin's Creed.
Oh no, I've never paid for an Assassin's Creed game.
Fair enough.
For Minecraft, I wanted to buy it so bad. Like, it was great. I convinced my mom to get it for me. I was hooked instantly. Like, it's Minecraft. Like, what the fuck? Wizard 101. I had just played it for the first time, like, what, 3 days ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me tell you. First of all, turn-based game.
Oh, really?
I'm going to let you know how I feel about turn-based games.
So you're not a Pokemon guy then?
Well, Pokemon's different. It's like, because that's also a collecting game.
Mm.
And collecting games, you know how I feel about that.
You can collect things in Wizard 101, but
Stop.
continue.
No.
Continue.
No.
You can only collect 80 things, though, if you're an unplayed character because your bag gets full.
Listen, there's only one turn-based game that's like not like Pokemon, and that's one good turn-based game that's good, and that's Persona.
Final Fantasy.
I have no opinion on that because I've never played it, nor have I seen anything on it.
I played Final Fantasy 15. That's not
Is
really
it good?
turn-based though. It was. I mean, I didn't really finish it.
Give me an out of 5 rating.
out of 5.
Yeah.
3.
Okay, that's good.
I
I'll
played
take that.
Golden Sun. That was turn-based RPG.
Oh, I did play. Okay, remember like the emulators or whatever they call them? Like the game. Are they called emulators?
Yeah.
Like on like the phones.
Yeah, that's an emulator.
Okay. Yeah, I played Golden Sun on that.
Which one did you play? Like Golden Sun or Dark Dawn?
I think just Golden Sun.
Because I played Dark Dawn because I own it.
Oh, okay. I actually I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a really fun game. I liked the. Oh God, I haven't played it in like 10
Yeah,
years.
I mean,
but
I don't remember like the story or anything.
yeah.
Anyway, sorry. Continue.
Yeah.
So, all right, yeah, turn-based combat, garbage.
Fair enough.
Next.
Um,
This isn't huge for games for me, but in this case, I just couldn't get past it. It was visually gross.
yeah, Wizard 101.
Not like-
To be fair, it hasn't had like a visual reskin
Well-
since 2010.
Not
Yeah.
graphically, because, like, the models and shit and, like, the environment, that's fine. Like, I can get behind that, because Mario 64, that obviously didn't have the best graphics, but that was a
Classic.
fantastic game. But it was the lighting.
Here we go.
It just, it was so off.
The lighting feels weird. Like,
It
now that I'm
it's
playing
ugly.
it again, because it looked way better when I was younger. But that might be the
Because-
problem
I
because
feel like-
you haven't played it.
Yeah, you
Like,
don't
you
have the
didn't start
nostalgia
off-
factor, so you can't
Yeah,
like
I
get
feel
deep
like-
enough into it where it's fun.
Yeah.
I need to play Wizard 101.
I
Okay.
feel like a game like Wizard 101 should have very colorful lighting and, like, so it, like, pops. But it was very gloomy.
Well,
And
I think that was might have been because of the Halloween event.
that's
and-
true. There's a Halloween event going on.
Yeah.
well, there was also, like, a lack of shading.
That too.
That's just
That's just that. That's
We-
just the game.
they actually reskinned the models from when like our era. They reskinned them. That's why Ambrose looks way better and like, but some of them they didn't. So sometimes they're in the same room as the models that weren't reskinned, and it looks bad.
Ambrose?
Ambrose, the head wizard dude.
Oh, that's his name. Yeah.
Number 3.
Okay.
Burger King.
This is very nitpicky, but the controls
Oh boy.
and the character's turn radius.
Oh, wait.
Oh.
I get that.
I
actually
do
what you
understand
mean.
that actually.
It's very cumbersome.
You mean like when they're turning? When they're, like,
Yeah.
turning?
And
Yeah,
like,
it's like
Yeah.
yeah, like you walk around in a circle instead of just pivoting. It's annoying.
well, have you ever pivoted in real life?
Yeah. Like,
He's getting
instead
up.
of
Oh, he's pivoting.
turning like this, you turn like this.
He's gonna give a visual. Wait. Can I record it and put it in the video?
Yeah.
Here.
Hold on.
Okay.
Oh shit.
That's how you turn.
That's
In
not how the
Wizard-
turning
that's
works in
how-
Wizard 1. No,
Yes,
it's
it
not.
is.
You turn like step.
No, that's not how
No,
it is.
listen.
This
I've
man
played
out
this
here
game for like
wrong.
disrespecting
You're
Wizard
wrong.
101.
years.
That's going in
So-
the video. That's going in the
That's
YouTube.
Yeah, like
All right. Well, It is.
Yeah, it's
10
bad.
o'clock.
No one's here, but at the same time,
There's
I
a guy
miss.
in that chair over there.
Okay, yeah, I miss like. Okay, again, I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Like,
Fuck you, Michael.
but like, I don't know. Whenever stuff like this happens, I just feel really bad. I'm sorry to the listeners. Like, not that they really care, but like, still, I'm sorry.
All right.
All right, guys. I know that I said I was going to make my own podcast, but now that I'm here full time, I'm here full time. There's no need for the
Yeah.
Royal Court podcast.
Hell yeah. Okay, I'm so happy Prince is here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Good
Thanks
man.
for listening, guys. Again, if you have any topics that you want us to talk about,
Please.
leave a comment on
Please.
YouTube. Or,
Everyone-
DM us on Twitter.
Everyone
or something.
DM
Yeah.
me on Instagram
Yeah.
at Prince Uche IV. Like,
Oh,
I'm
just
try-
throw your Instagram in here,
Yeah.
Prince.
I am.
Yeah, all right.
DM
Yeah.
me all your topics, and anything else you want to DM me. Like, I want DMs.
I'll DM you.
Slide into Prince's DMs.
Go ahead, Michael. Everyone, just slide into my DMs. Just go ahead.
All right.
I don't
Prince be
care.
like,
All right. Well,
all right. Bye.
bye-bye.
Bye.
Love you.
Later.